Hello everyone, and welcome to a new episode of LostinTranslationmon. This time we're covering Digimon Adventure: 2020, episode 65, The Great Catastrophe, Negamon. I'm May, and I'm joined by my lovely, lovely co-hosts. So first up we have the lovely Quinn.
Hi.
The lovely Chloe.
Hello.
And of course, the equally lovely Evie.
Hello.
And I just really like alliteration, so I was like, yes, equally lovely Evie. But I think I say that a lot. Anyway, so this time, of course, we're watching the third last episode because there are 67 episodes.
I keep forgetting
we're
that.
Also,
because
yeah, me
is
too,
that
honestly.
not clear, and I don't know why.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we're also jumping straight from this season to Ghost Game. So once this season ends at episode 67, we're going to be going straight into Ghost Game on the first Sunday of October. So that is literally no break, and it's taking the exact same time slot. So that's exciting.
Woo! Yay.
Before we get on to discussing this episode of Digimon, we will talk about Ghost Game, because after this episode aired in Japan, there was a quick trailer that came afterwards and was also uploaded to YouTube, which we've all sort of looked at. And on Friday, I sort of just spammed literally everyone I knew with the news that we had on Friday. So we get a cute little visual of the three main characters and their Digimon surrounded by various Digimon hands. And a lot of these hands have already been identified, like Keramon's one of them, Clockmon's one of them. There's a couple of Digimon in there, and it looks really, really exciting. And I'm just happy to have a small cast of 3 kids again.
God, yes.
Yep.
Because I think it seems that Digimon seasons with more cast members seem to struggle with giving all cast members like an equal time of being a character.
And that definitely makes sense.
And Adventure Colon does definitely struggle with the fact that there are 8 characters.
The
fact that
The fact that I literally in my
Sora
notes
exists.
said, wow, I don't even remember the last time I saw Yamato.
Yeah, which is weird, because he's supposed
to
usually
be
like
the
the main
other
character.
important one.
Yeah. He was the only other one who got like an actual, skipping ahead a little bit, an actual cool, like, maybe updated animation sequence, or maybe just one I hadn't seen before for the evolution.
Yeah,
I think it was the same.
It was at the very least like kind of remixed with the Agamon stuff.
Maybe I'm just crazy then.
Yeah.
I don't know. It looked new to me, but I might be going a little nuts there.
We also haven't really seen it for a long time. We've mainly been seeing Agamon to War Greymon.
Mm-hmm. Which
But,
we couldn't
yeah,
do this
so
week
it's
for reasons.
Which we couldn't do. But it is nice to know that we're going to be getting a potentially smaller cast. Like, we've got a cast of 3 main characters, whether or not they'll add to their group later on, which they usually tend to do in Digimon seasons. There's always another kid who tags in halfway
we won't
through.
Go past 5 though.
It's setting itself up sort of Atmon style, which gives me a little bit of hope.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But, like, also, if we do go up to 5, I hope it's in the way that Tamers kept on adding. Like, it added extra cast members, but really after Jury, the other cast members were kind of just there. Like, they had their episodes, but they were never main focuses. Like, Kazu and Kenta and Ryo never became, like,
Yeah, but
main
even then, I still
characters.
wish Kazu and Kenta weren't there.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And there's also Impmon's partners, who are the twins.
Yeah, they were fine.
They had cute moments, so that's fine. So I'm looking forward to seeing another small cast in Digimon. Like, I'm looking forward to that, and I'm just really excited for this. And we saw the PV. I linked it to literally again everyone that I knew, and I'm just I'm looking forward to Gamamon, because the shot of Gamamon like jumping up and down near Hiro, who is the main character this time, reminded me of Gashmon and Haru. Yes, it's like a Haru. It's a Haru situation. We have Hiro and Haru. But yes, I'm looking forward to this so very much. And we have the character who looks like he would be the lone wolf is like, first of all, his name changed from what it was originally. It was originally Seishiro, and now I can't remember, it's another name. I uploaded a video where I said all the names, but it has now escaped me, and I can only remember his original name, so that's a problem.
So
Now he has new name. Let us call him not Yamato. Anyway, so, or I guess his original name anyway. but this character, this not Yamato character, is not paired with a lone wolf like Digimon. He is partnered with a Jellymon who likes to scare him, apparently.
Yay!
I'm pretty here for this combo.
Yeah,
It's,
I am
it's
very
a
excited
pretty
for
queer-looking
this.
series so far, and that's the best kind of Digimon.
Yeah, I'm optimistic.
I'm looking... Yeah, me too. I'm cautiously optimistic. I am more excited about this season
when are you not
than...
optimistic?
Yeah, I'm so optimistic, like, constantly.
If
Just
we
like,
could
I
harness
am...
you, I think we could power a small nation.
Yes, which is good. They should do that. I'm like that guy, I forgot his name. Is it Nick Traeger in Parks and Rec? And he's just like, this is literally the best day in the world. Like, he's just optimistic, and I aspire to be that level of optimism. But yeah, I'm really excited. Also, Mimi did a face this week that also reminded me of Seishiro's face in the poster, where he's just terrified of everything. I am so looking forward to Ghost Game, and I'm definitely more excited to Ghost Game than I was towards Atmon when the Atmon trailers and information started coming out, because I thought that Atmon had a terrible concept, and then they just did it really well, so that's exciting.
I still have no idea what Ghost Game's, like, concept it is.
Me either.
It looks like
Yokai
ghosts.
Watch. It's Yokai Watch again. It's the same sort of thing that Atmon and Cross Wars Young Hunters did.
Okay.
Or it seems to be, where it's like,
We gotta catch
there's
them all.
these things that are causing issues in the human world. Oh, it's actually Digimon. So it's like a Yokai Watch Atmon sort of concept, and I'm here for it. Like, it's been done before, but that doesn't mean it can be bad. I hope it's good. I really hope it's good. I'm just excited to watch something that is an adventure.
God mood.
Yeah. Do we have any other thoughts about Ghost Game?
It looks spoopy, and I like that.
Yeah, I wasn't
It
really able to
does.
get much from the trailer without speaking Japanese and without any subtitles, but it looked pretty cool.
Yeah. The animation looks pretty good too. Like, it doesn't really look like Digimon. At least it doesn't look like this season of Adventure Colon, which it's nice. It looks different.
Yeah.
But I'm also
Yeah, it
getting
looks like a very different creative team, which is good.
There are some scriptwriters returning from Adventure Colon, but it's the scriptwriter who is in Ghost Game also wrote the Atlas Kabuterimon debut episode and the Pegasusmon debut episode.
Those are okay.
I like Pegasusmon.
I think
Those
both
were
of those
good.
episodes were both those episodes were ranked in our top 5 just for so
It's been a hot minute.
Yeah,
So I forgot that.
yeah, Quinn's top episode was episode 43, which was that no, that wasn't Atlas Kabuterimon. Which one was the Atlas? Okay, episode 14 was in 6th place on Quinn's, and on 5th place on Evie's, and 6th place on mine. So that was written by the same one who's working on Ghost Game, and as is Soaring Hope, which was 2nd place for me, 4th place for Quinn, and 1st place for Evie. So those episodes basically, if we want to think about Ghost Game's quality, same scriptwriter. So that's hopeful, I guess.
Yeah.
Soaring hopeful.
Soaring hopeful. That is a good way to put it. But yeah, I'm
And there's
ready
no
to be
Konaka,
done.
which is good.
Yeah, like a lot of people were worried that Konaka would be involved in Ghost Game, and there was like a collective sigh of relief,
Yep.
I guess. But yeah, basically looking pretty exciting. I like the look of the characters in the PV that came out today. I am excited to meet them, and I'm also excited to be done with Adventure Colon. I just want us to be done with Adventure Colon pretty badly.
I would like us to be done with Adventure pretty badly.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I liked half of Try, but I could have honestly done without Try. I wish that we could have just kept Adventure with the originals, as sort of imperfect as they were. I think they could have just left them alone. Having said that, I am still looking forward to the 02 movie, just because I do like 02.
I'll definitely
I would
watch
like
it.
more information about... Yeah, I'll make you watch it. I'm sorry.
Oh.
I've
still not seen
haven't seen
Kazuna.
Kazuna because we haven't done it for the show. So
Yeah, I haven't. I've read the novel, and I disliked the novel so much, I just did not want to watch the movie.
fair enough.
Because, like, I was like, hey, I know Japanese this time. I can read the novelization. Then I read the novelization. I was like, I regret learning Japanese.
Oof.
But, yeah, so any other thoughts about Ghost Game before we move on to talking about Adventure Colon?
Nah.
Yeah, as little as I know about it, I'm gonna go with I hope it's good.
Yep.
I hope it's good.
I hope it's good.
It's costing like £7 a month on Crunchyroll to watch it, so it better be good.
Well, Crunchyroll hasn't, I don't think, unless I've missed it, hasn't announced that they'll be uploading it or like simulcasting it. That's the
Well,
word.
if they don't, then that'll save me money.
Yeah, you'll have to let me know who is, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, I'll be definitely on it. I'm still like, I mean, Anime Lab hasn't put any episodes past episode 60, and because Anime Lab was bought by Funimation, Funimation doesn't have the rights to Digimon yet, so Anime Lab only has up to episode 60, and Funimation doesn't have the rights to it, which is kind of weird that, like, Anime Lab had the rights to it, but Funimation doesn't, but they were still uploading episodes even when Funimation ANZ was a thing. I don't know. It's anyway, I just hope that something gets sorted by Ghost Game, which is less than a month away. But yeah, so I guess, oh yes, a tiny bit of housekeeping, which doesn't really affect anyone too much. I'm going for my second Pfizer shot in a week, so I've heard that the second shot knocks your tits clear off,
Yeah, good
which
luck.
is what I'm hoping. So I am...
Someone's
I can say
moved on.
it doesn't.
Yep.
Well, in any case, if it does, I'll still be doing the podcast because I need to force people to wake up at bad times, and so I will be probably doing what I did last time, which was I read out the synopsis in a tiny little chunk that I do like at some point after I watch the episode, and then we jump into the recording and do like the intro as usual, and then I just copy and paste the synopsis in, and then we do the discussion and the outro as per usual. So it's slightly less recording so I can get to bed earlier because I will still have work on Monday. So unless I feel really bad, then I'll have a day off because I'm allowed days off, which is nice if I'm sick. And if I'm sick, I will probably have a day off. But yeah, so that is probably likely happening depending on how it hits me. And yeah, so just that tiny bit of housekeeping, and also time for Adventure Colon and no more Ghost Game discussion, but watch me talk about Ghost Game for the rest of the week, or several weeks until Ghost Game airs. The chosen children see areas from around the digital world and they're surrounding them, and I thought this was like a Digivice thing, but it's also happening to the Digimon around the world that they've met too, and it's just like this really weird big Zoom call that just everyone's being forced into.
See,
they don't explain this.
yeah, and actually I was wondering about that, and I asked Quinn, and she said it was just the Digivices doing that, but I had the same question. How is it happening for, like, around Leomon too, then, you know?
Yeah, the
think it's just
Digivices
magic.
just have whatever powers the writers say they have because it was in the script.
Basically.
I don't think it was the Digivices this time. I think it was just like
I thought they even said
something
it was
is-
the Digivice's power, but it is late and I could be inventing that.
I thought they just sort of said, oh, that's just some weirdness is happening in the digital world. There's some weird data thing or something. I don't
Okay.
think.
Well,
I
in
don't
any
think they
event,
said it was
Zoom
Digivices.
happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Professional
any event, big
3-camera
Zoom
angle
call.
zoom.
Yeah, which is like this is the future that liberals want.
I mean, a little bit.
But I mean, I don't really want like random cameras to show up like random spots. Like imagine you're just like in the shower and all of a sudden like your boss just shows up on a random screen that just pops out of nowhere.
Yeah, no thanks.
You're not
I'd
wrong.
be really like it wouldn't maybe not so much, but anyway, Lotmon and Tailmon are only just now meeting for the first time, which I
sure
thought
is.
they met,
Yeah, I could have sworn they've met already.
but
I
mean,
think they
I'm
were
sure that
told about each other, but I don't think they've ever been in the same place at the same time.
You could go back and find out,
Yeah.
then you'd have to, like, watch all of Adventure Colon
Yeah, and
again.
I'm not going to do that.
yeah, I'm just
Someone
going
with
to
more
assume
time,
that like
tell us.
if the writers are actually making a point to say that they've meeting for the first time, that they've actually meeting for the first time, but I'm honestly surprised that they're only just meeting now, but I guess it's nice that they addressed it.
I guess. Like, I sort of thought maybe Lotmon would matter this episode, and maybe still will next week, but,
Yeah, I've been kind of waiting for Lotmon to, like, evolve to Cherubimon for a while. I feel like that'd be pretty cool. Lotmon, however, did make this, like, I can only, like, explain it in an awoo what's this face when, like, all the things are happening. And, like, I don't know why, but her eyes just go
Please tell
wide,
me you
and
have
it
the
just, it's so
screenshot.
funny.
Oh, gosh. I think I even remember
I-
what you're
I
talking
took-
about.
I took the screenshot, but because I know how sometimes uploading images that are several megabytes attacks the Zoom call, I will not do that, but
Okay.
it's just a big awoo, what's this face? And it's just, like, Lotmon makes the best faces in this series, or in Tamers as well, also does some, like, pretty good faces, but I guess I'm going to try to turn that into a emote, is what I'm saying, on the Discord server, which is just what I do now. Also Evie, who added the Algo Booty emote, which thank you, Evie, for that emote.
Mm-hmm.
You're welcome.
I think I've only used it about 40 times since it was added, but it's big butt. It's my favourite. I love it. So yeah, Lotmon is great, and Tailmon is meeting Lotmon for the first time, which is still weird to me. And it's also kind of nice to see all these Digimon that we've met throughout the season, even ones that didn't really show up much, like Xiaomon, which is the little dog head one. It's just really nice to see all these areas, and I know it's kind of like the world's laziest clip show of just like, it's not even a clip show, it's just like, these are random places that exist.
Yep, it was pretty terrible.
I appreciate it. And then we get some badly animated tentacles appear and capture the Chosen, and then the Chosen are surrounded by the plot magic, which finally gets addressed. Like, we've only ever seen this a few times, and it's usually around Hikari, but the plot magic happens and stops their pain and rescues them briefly, which is kind of nice that they use the plot magic and they actually explain the plot magic.
Did they, though?
Well, they said, oh, it's the Digivices protecting us, but they've never actually said that the Digivices protect them.
I mean...
Until
but...
just now.
We basically figured it out already. That's what they would
because
do.
The degree to which I
because
call that an
Hikari has it.
explanation is limited.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it is nice that this... I kind of wish someone said, oh, yeah, it's been protecting us all the time. That's why I'm able to, like, take giant falls off Greymon and also get blown up and on the other side of the... in the sky, in the continent. It's just... I wish someone said, like, oh, yes, that's how I survived being Vord, or any of these other things that have happened to Taichi. But I guess it sort of explains that, yeah, the Digivice plot magic does exist. So it's nice that that's canon.
You have to clap, though.
Clap, 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 clap.
I called it.
The Chosen Children are brought into the white world of Negamon, which reminds me so much of the Apoclymon world.
Yeah, it sure was exactly the same thing.
It's also pretty similar to 3.0 plus 1.0 spoilers, so sorry, y'all.
I haven't seen it yet. I still haven't seen it yet. I'm
okay,
sorry.
Well, you have now.
Oh, were we just doing an Evangelion again?
We did
always
so
do an
much Ava
Evangelion.
this week.
We did a fair amount of Ava, yeah.
I just want... Okay, how about this is a challenge for the writers and the animators, is to do, like, a boss fight without doing Evangelion, because I don't think we've had any, like, big bad boss fights in this series without doing anything vaguely Ava.
You're not wrong.
It's just, it's a whole thing. But yeah, so we're doing the Apoclymon again, and it's just straight up, they're just, like, floating in the white world, and they're kind of just, like, there's just a world of nothingness, and I don't know, I'm kind of, like, torn, like, one way I'm like, I don't think we're doing Apoclymon, I think we're just replacing Apoclymon with Negamon, but...
I think Negamon might
the other hand,
evolve into Apoclymon, if I'm being real.
There is another Digimon that was on the Digivice, and it was not Apoclymon.
Fair enough.
It's kind of wild to me that they put the final boss on it, but they didn't give it a name, they just gave it question marks, and this was something that was released in, like, January.
Yep.
So that's kind of interesting to me, that they just sort of like, oh, here's a spoiler, have fun, kids! So, yeah, I don't think we're doing Apoclymon, but I'm kind of torn, like, it feels like we're doing Apoclymon without doing Apoclymon in the same way that we did Diaboromon without doing Diaboromon.
Yeah.
Like how Agamon completely just, like, copied and pasted,
but doing the exact same thing because we don't know how to write a new plot.
You know what we're doing? We're doing, that meme of, like, hey, can I copy your homework? Okay, but just change it up a little bit so no one can tell. Mm-hmm. Like, that's what we did at the start, too. We did it with Agamon and Diaboromon, and now we're doing it with Negamon.
Change the name of the author on it, because they're both Digimon Adventure.
Yeah, but one's got, like, a colon next to it. Yeah. I can't
Digimon
believe...
Adventure versus Digimon Adventure et al.
Yeah, I mean...
Maybe there was something after the colon and
like...
they just accidentally deleted it, and that's why it's like it is.
Well, they had, in the actual, like, logo, it's Digimon Adventure : and then there's a Digivice symbol. But that's hard to, like, there's no, like, emoji or symbol for the Digivice symbol. So when it was originally shown off as this poster art, everyone was calling it Digimon Adventure Psy, because the symbol on the Digivice kind of looked like the symbol Psy, but it's not that. And we were kind of just always waiting for it to be Digimon Adventure : something. And then it just was Digimon Adventure : and now it's going to be Digimon Adventure :
Forever.
Air that.
And that's just...
We found that screenshot, by the way, and that is such a good, oh, what's this face? Holy crap.
It isn't a... It is. It's always a whoa, what's this face? It's just... Lotmon does good faces. It's great. The Digimon are trying to rescue the children, but then fall to the ground, and this shot of them falling to the ground reminds me just a little bit of the original series of Adventure, how they're all falling into the water, and I'm not sure if it's on purpose or not, or if it's just, like, a coincidence, but they do fall towards the water, and it does remind me of that.
Commandomon later.
Oh my
They don't know scale at all. Anyway, that can wait, I guess.
Yes,
but
it's
No, I mean, yeah, I love Komodomon. In the white world of nothingness, Algamon's there, and he says that this is Negamon's world. And Agamon basically explains that Negamon is the same as a Pokemon. Like, basically says, oh, this is all the chaos and all the negative energy and all this badness, and everything that's in the human world is, like, affected by Negamon and vice versa, and he's just, like, all this badness, and, like, okay, cool, yep, I saw the last 2 episodes of the original adventure. Cool, we're doing that again, but it's a little bit more
there's
tech
a
involved
very
this
minor
time.
difference in that Negamon is, I guess, supposed to just be the basically homeostasis, just, be the villain the digital world needs to keep continually having conflict. But now it's strong enough to, kill all the things, and I hate it.
Yeah.
I'm confused as to where you're getting that impression, because that's not the impression that I got.
But that was the impression
What was the
that I
impression that you got?
But
Da 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 da.
Anyhow, yes, please
Never
tell me your
had
impression.
That was
knock on wood.
everyone breaking into song at the same time.
It's Ska-Punk time! Because we're doing the Digimon movie. Anyway, what was the impression that you got? Da 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 da.
I don't know. Like, they'd even mentioned something about, like, holy crap, why am I blanking on its name now? What the heck is Big Bad? Negamon. Had, its, like, original purpose corrupted or whatever, but, like, I didn't really get that impression. I feel like Negamon's just like this, ancient evil that only wants to make itself stronger, and what other end game could it possibly have than becoming the ultimate Digimon and just killing everything else?
Yeah.
That doesn't really seem like a homeostasis thing. I mean, that seems like I'm going to ruin everything and y'all need to, like, make stuff to stop me, but it doesn't care about maintaining an equilibrium. It just wants to get stronger.
Yeah, I mean, I guess to give them a little bit of credit, if we're really trying to stick to the whole vor and evolution theme, like that fits.
Yeah.
But
I thought we were done with Vor.
no, now we've
never
made
done
vor
with
the
Vor.
central theme of the show.
Again, when we choose to.
We were involved by
and
Negamon's
Evangelion.
Void.
Yeah, it's Vor and it's Evangelion, and it's sometimes both. But
Just
it's,
like
it's
Evangelion.
usually one or the
Yeah.
other.
So yeah, like
Yeah,
it's
true.
thematically consistent, and then I guess we said, oh, by the way, fake news destroys democracy, and that's how you destroy homeostasis, and so it's weird how we're doing more social commentary again, especially considering how poorly we're doing it.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, they've always sort of mentioned something about fake news in this series, so that's not too much of a surprise.
No, it's
But
just
I'm just,
weird how
like-
they're alluding to a thing they said 30 episodes ago without actually, like,
Yeah.
they clearly wanted to include a
Yeah.
screw you to the alt-right, but didn't want to, commit to it enough to make it a central theme.
Well, yeah, they don't want to upset anyone because that will turn away people from, and that people have money.
Please stop taking alt-right money.
Please, just, yeah, don't. So, yeah, we have Negamon being evil, and I'm just waiting for Yggdrasil to be pulled out of somewhere. This whole time, since we saw the tree, I'm just like, okay, when are we, come on, Digimon, just bring out Yggdrasil, come on, we know you want to, you always want to bring out Yggdrasil. Or King Drazzle, or whatever he was in the English dub of Savers. While the children are in this white void of nothingness, the chosen Digimon are trying to get to them, and they're launched by Garbamon in a little cannon, with Searchmon kind of helping out there, but Agamon ends up stopping them, and then Komodomon helps them and falls back into the water, and it's really, like, kind of...
Okay,
I really
the
hope Komodomon didn't die here, that would be really
so
sad.
massive compared to the coastline.
Yeah, Digimon just doesn't know how to do scale again, because Commandamon drops for, like, what feels like maybe like 100th of the time it should have.
Yeah, like
makes
3
this
seconds.
gigantic splash. And you can
Look.
that is like the size of the peninsula stretching out into the ocean that we see on the coastline.
Yeah, it's... Yeah, but also, this show's not very good at making people fall for realistic times. Do you remember the episode where we just fell from the sky for 30 minutes? And we just forgot physics because the metal Mamimon somehow are balloons now.
Let's see, 9.8 feet per second.
Oh no, we're doing
for
physics.
30 minutes. I guess at
We're
some
always
point we
doing
hit
physics.
fungal.
Per second.
Yeah, no, it is
9.8
meters.
meters.
Thank you. Hey, it happened to NASA too. Okay, it'll happen to you.
Hasn't yet.
Moving on.
We're always doing physics. So the Digimon join their partners, and all the chosen children decide they will continue to protect the digital world and the human world from this chaos. And then Agamon evolves to Greymon, and then Agumon evolves to Agumon evolves to Garurumon. That'll be clever. Gabumon evolves to Garurumon. They then get their evolutions. Well, if the writers had anything to do with it, Agumon would evolve to literally all of the characters, including Taichi would also evolve into all the characters. So the child-level Digimon hug their partner Digimon and then evolve to adults, and they just don't feel like being animated today, so they just kind of like jump into this smog in the form of like lights and then evolve while they're in the smog.
They really do.
Yeah. And then like we get some kind of cool animations, but more or less it's just like 6 minutes of evolution.
It really is. Also, shout out to the incredible clip art dragging when Ophanimon shows up.
Yep.
Yeah.
It extremely,
Look,
my
they
people
didn't want to
need
work.
me swoosh away. It was really good.
Yeah.
It was like the opening to the Digimon
Yeah,
movie.
that happens. Yeah.
I straight up
Yeah,
stopped
basically.
watching during the Digivolutions because one of my studs fell out, so I just focused on that instead of reading anything.
That is definitely a mood. I watched, but it was... I actually didn't mind, like, the fights. Like, I thought that was kind of cool, and we saw each of them kind of attacking, and it was kind of not terribly animated, except for the evolutions, which were just, like, hidden by smog. And then we get them evolving to Perfect and attacking, and then evolving to Mega, and they just to defeat Agamon, and we're just doing, like, the end of Original Adventure, which, if you don't remember, the end of the second last episode had them all evolving to their highest form, and then we had the exact same thing at the start of the next episode. And it was worse in the dub because it just went Digimon, Digimon, constantly
It was so
for like
much.
8 characters. It's on. I think it's on YouTube, and it has like a title of like the Digimon evolved for so long, and then we just hear Digimon and Scree for like 8 minutes, and it's just. I don't know why, but we're doing it, and I really hope that the next episode doesn't start up with them just all evolving as, like, a recap.
We
Because
absolutely
then that
are,
would
and
mean
you
we
know
have,
it.
like...
We need to shout names
want
for
it.
at
I don't want
least
that.
2.5 minutes.
Which, God.
But it wasn't 2.5 minutes. It was, like, 8
sure
minutes of
was.
evolution.
It was so long.
Which was... Yeah, and, like, we got the same in the original adventure. And, I mean, I think it was longer in the original adventure because... At least this time we kind of, like, skipped their evolution sequences because, only 2 of them have evolution sequences. In the original, just like, we all have evolution sequences,
So this was
let's
the
do it.
condensed version?
And then they did it.
Oh, this was so much shorter. So
Yep.
everyone
Oh,
used to have a
God.
10-second evolution sequence, at least 2 of them, and there were 8 kids, and we had to do
Why-
all of them in the episode.
Why did you like this show? I don't know.
It's good.
Despite
were
itself,
young.
it had its good moments, and also it was exceedingly queer if you squinted even slightly.
And also, we were, like, 8.
That's true.
So, like, the evolutions were just like, yay, endorphins! Because, the evolutions meant, they were gonna have the good fight and they were gonna do the win-win. And that's sort of all you cared about when you were 8. You don't, like, sit down there going, how can I analyze Digimon today? Or at least, I didn't. I didn't do that until I started the podcast. And honestly, like, I used to enjoy Digimon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I used to just be if you think I'm positive now, imagine me as a kid. I was constantly positive because I wasn't analysing
Never
everything.
examine your heroes.
It was nice being a kid. Yeah. I was kind of sad when Agamon died.
Yeah.
Like, Agamon was able to evolve, like, quickly to Mega and then just died instantly.
Yeah, like
I was,
every boss.
and not in, like,
God. Ugh, I hate it.
and he got, like, overkilled completely. And
Yeah,
it's
it
just,
turns out all you had to do
I don't know
to
why we
stop
can
the
just
Great
have-
Catastrophe was just hit them fast.
yep,
but-
that's Digimon.
Did you not
Digimon
notice
is just
that
like,
they
hey,
didn't
have you
actually
tried
avert the Great
bigger?
Catastrophe? Killing Agamon accomplished nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Hooray!
He was kind of just
he
in
was
the
just
way.
there to narrate the
seemed
plot
like he
to
wanted-
us.
He was there to explain. They
well-
spent so much of this episode just doing exposition about Negamon because they, introduced the big bad 3 episodes before the end of the freaking series. It could have been
that's
accomplished by,
Digimon.
having
Welcome to
brought
Digimon.
this character about, 20 episodes ago, even.
Oh, Chloe. Oh, Chloe.
Agumon, aka
Chloe,
the
you're so new to
script,
Digimon.
showed up to tell us.
Chloe, that literally happens in like every season of Digimon, I'm sorry to say. Digimon loves introducing a big, at least with Atmon, you kind of just know Leviathan, bad guy, episode 1. The end of the season, Leviathan, still bad guy, but you kind of understand things. In every other season except for that, Digimon has a really bad habit of introducing the big bad in the last, 5 episodes
it's
at least.
terrible.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's just constant, and it's always like they've got better at foreshadowing it, but in the first 2 seasons at least, they were kind of just like, oh, by the way, this wasn't the big bad. Big bad actually here, and then big bad shows up, and you're like, oh, big bad. It's a whole thing, and it just happens so
they had
much.
to spend so much time doing exposition about Big Bad to give it motivations that made sense to us that
still didn't make any sense.
That also still didn't make any sense.
They
but
just
also,
said long
There
words.
was so much of that it was difficult for us to go back and find a particular part where they were talking about something to try to figure out what they were actually talking about.
It was
they
the
spent
worst
so much
kind
time-
of Ava.
Yep.
Yeah, they spent so much time just talking about how evil this thing is that it was really hard to go and find where it was talking about, so it's been corrupted or whatever they were talking about.
Yep, it's the most
Yeah.
evil thing
I
in
mean-
existence, and now it's powerful enough to do that thing it always wanted to do. Hooray.
Yeah, I mean, Algamon being defeated was kind of a bit of a weird thing, because at the start, when we first saw him in this episode, it looked like he was kind of fading away into nothingness anyway, he was kind of being absorbed
Yeah, he was being
almost.
absorbed by the script.
So, yeah, he didn't feel like a threat in this episode. He kind of just felt like Negamon can't talk, so we need somebody to explain things so we can have the last 2 episodes just be fighting, because I don't feel like Negamon's going
we've got
to
one episode to be
randomly
fighting,
start
and then one episode to remember that our parents exist, and tell us that Koshiro is adopted.
Yeah.
What's the parents?
And Artogumi is question
I'm
mark?
assuming episode
Still?
67
We still don't know what
is
Artogumi is.
Artogumi, but I guess I don't know that for
Yeah.
sure.
It's either that or the 02 movie, which I doubt, because that's
That'd
just
be a lot.
That just seems like, yeah, that'd be a lot. But anyway, I'm glad it's not an entire new season, because I was worried that it would be, because some people were like, oh yeah, it's definitely an entire new season of adventure. I'm like, no, done, no more, no. New concepts, please. And we got new concepts, thank you, please make it good, but thank you. Anyway, so in the encyclopedia, we're meeting a Fanimon, and Tailmon introduces us to, and then we kind of have this really weird question about, can we put paw pads on high heels to make them more comfortable? And I'm just like, sure, why not? We've done everything else. Let's
I gotta say, I
ask that question as well.
appreciate how much experience Koshiro has with how difficult walking in heels is.
Yeah, that is a point.
Koshiro trans, that's all I'm saying.
I just remembered we still don't know that he's adopted.
We sure
What's
don't.
a parents?
What's a parents? Also, apparently Omegamon's next week again. I don't know why. It's like, hey, who's this Digimon? Oh, we've already seen him twice. We don't care. Alright, so now that we've discussed the synopsis, let's discuss the discussions. What were our highlights this week? Wow,
I
don't all answer at
hadn't
once.
seen the animation that Agumon got evolving up to whatever's directly above Agumon that I don't even remember because we usually never see it. And
Just
kinda
regular
skip it.
Greymon.
Regular Greymon? Okay. It was a cool animation.
Regular
I did kind of
Greymon.
like that even if it wasn't new. It was new to me, so that was cool.
It had definitely been a while since we'd done, that. So yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, it was a nice showcase of all the evolutions, because I feel like we haven't had Garurumon in so long. I don't think we've done anything with Yamato for so
Like
long
I said.
since, I guess the
I was
Crest
gonna say, has
Garurumon
Yamato
episode?
been alive
Yeah.
since he went the distance?
Since he was going for
Oh no, Crest Garurumon. In the Garurumon wanted to be a furry episode. That's the last time Yamato had anything going on. It's just kind of remarkable about how little we know about these characters that I don't just know from the original adventure.
It is a reboot of a series that allegedly assumes you haven't seen, that thing that happened 20 years ago, that very much relies on you having seen that thing 20 years ago and enjoyed it.
I wonder if this show suffers from trying to appeal to both the new demographic of people who are children now and the demographic of old people who are now, well, not old people, but, adults who are watching. We're not kids. We're not 8-year-olds.
I'm a kid.
We're a little bit older. Well, I'm not 8. I'm not 8 years old anymore. But yeah, I really liked seeing the evolutions. I like how we're doing this final, hurrah of, look at all these characters. It's a nice little showcase. It makes me wonder if we're going to be staying fully evolved, or what I'm really concerned about is if we stay fully evolved and then we lose to a big attack and then
we're gonna have to do it again.
But no, I know what I'm really worried about is if they all de-evolve and then go, okay, Taichi Yamato, we'll donate our power to you, and then they go to a Megamon because of the gifted power of the other children.
Obviously going to happen. We still have to get a new Omegamon mode.
I don't want them to frontier it by making all the characters just donate power.
That's always been the plan.
Also, they did it in Try. I don't know what I'm saying. It's in Frontier. It's not unique to Frontier. They did it in the last episode of Try. They were just let's all just say that we're just all... They're not really all jogressing. They kind of just give their powers to it, and I just don't like that. I want us to all to stay evolved, but that's not going to happen.
Nope.
I don't want that. I know that's something that Digimon does, but I just wish we don't do that. But in any case, I'm glad that we got a showcase of all that evolving. Another highlight is that I liked we got to see all the Digimon that we've seen before, or at least most of them, a big chunk of them. I'm glad that the plot armor was addressed. I'm glad that someone pointed out that Lotmon and Tailmon haven't met before. I thought they had, but I'm glad that they pointed that out. It just, very minor highlights this time, as you can tell. Just sort of really grasping at the straws. I like the show's about to end. That's a highlight. I'm glad we got to see the Ghost Game trailer. That was really great. Definitely my highlight was Ghost Game and Adventure ending. That's great. Do any other highlights? Oh, Komodamon. I like the Komodamon sacrificing himself part.
I like that the Digimon are garbage and they get in the bin.
Yeah, they are garbage.
It
You're
is
right.
appropriate.
They are in the bin. What a mood. I wish I would just be in the bin and then launched out of the bin at white nothingness.
I mean, you could talk to Elon Musk.
No thanks. I'm good. I'm good. Any other highlights?
I'm really trying to reach for some, but...
I can think of actually nothing else.
Break the Chain is still alright, I guess.
Yeah, oh yeah. The music's still good. The music is still good. I like that.
That's
I kind
fair.
of want it to be the winners, though.
I miss Be the Winners.
I wonder if... And I was just thinking about this earlier when I was listening to Butterfly, but I wonder if we're going to have, the Butterfly... the opening song from Digimon Adventure, the original, which is Butterfly, play it, in the last episode. I mean, that's pretty much a big stretch, but...
I
think it would
kind
be
of doubt it.
cool.
I feel like they're gonna let Iwata, rest.
Good.
Yeah.
Finally.
Yeah.
Because they didn't do that for Try and Kazuna.
You're not wrong.
But, I don't have many other highlights.
Yeah. This
low
was
light
not
time?
great.
Yeah. I mean, my main low light is the fact that it was just mostly evolutions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Between doing exposition about Negamon, shouting people's names, and shouting evolutions, that probably took up about 75% of the episode.
Yeah. At the end of which, I still don't care about Negamon. I still don't know why Agamon wanted Negamon to exist. We're still sort of vaguely doing social commentary, except we can't actually talk about the social commentary we want to do, so...
Physics broke often in this episode.
Oh yeah, that kind of just happens now.
But that's just a Digimon thing, as always. I'm starting to realize that now, which... I hope that doesn't become normal for me, is all I'm saying, I guess.
It was admittedly impressive how
sorry,
poorly
it will.
they understood 3-point perspective.
Mm-hmm. I could make a better mural with my butt. It was super annoying that not only did they kill yet another big bad in one episode, but they killed a big bad in one friggin' hit.
Again.
Yeah.
That's not the first time that happened. That's the first time I remember it, at least.
Yeah, that kind of just happens in this series, and they don't like showing big bads for any given point of time.
I wish I cared about Negamon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
I
they
feel
keep on
like
trying
he's
to-
going to be boring.
They keep on hyping up all these things as like, oh gosh, this is going to be such a, a trial and tribulation for you. It's going to be so difficult. But if you try really hard, you can get through it, maybe. And then they just show up and one-shot it. Ugh. It frustrates me to no end.
Yeah, I don't think I have any other lowlights. It's just this whole episode was just kind of like, it was just evolutions. So
yeah,
there was not much
it was
else to complain
evolutions
about.
and a small amount of really poorly done exposition.
They just said long words. They didn't mean anything.
We did callbacks to stuff from like 45 episodes ago.
Oh, another kind of low light, or maybe not even low light, but more just thing that annoyed me was how when the tendrils first came down, like, it was visibly just Taichi trapped in it at first, and then it changed camera angles, and then suddenly everyone else was there with him. And it just really drove home how important it is. It's like, okay, Taichi's in trouble, and also so is everyone else,
Yep, Taichi's in trouble, and also save me, and also my friends.
And my banjo.
Anyway, I will stop doing Futurama now, but sometimes it's apt.
Yeah, that's fair. What about favorite character? Because my favorite character was Ken Ichijoji.
Wow.
Because he was someone who looks like him, dressed like him, was in the preview for the next episode. So that's my favorite, because otherwise it would have been Komodamon, but I decided to do a funny this time, so I chose Ken.
He is the best 02 character.
Yeah, because he's the one with the most character.
He is the only
the most,
02 character.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's the only one that qualifies for the role of character. So yes, sorry Miyako, I love you, but like I wish you had more to character. Evie, what was your favorite? Who was your favorite, rather?
This is hard.
Just say Patamon. Just say Patamon. You said Takaru.
Are you my inner thoughts?
I mean, it's fair. Patamon was really cute in this episode, but also every episode.
True. Patamon, sure. No one else is
alright,
worth anything in the show.
Yeah, that's why I chose Ken Ichijoji, but yeah, I would have chosen Komodamon, but like, I don't know. I wanted to choose a something that's not exactly a concept, but also not a main character. We'll go with Chloe next. Chloe, who is your favorite?
Okay, Quinn's uploading it right now. My favorite character is the white sensor bars that I'm forced to assume are covering all of the tiny dongs that are covering Agamon.
No,
oh no.
Those are
Thank
holes
you so
in
much for
Agamon. You see through to the background because they changed to black later.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope, those
There
are
was
censored
something there.
bars.
Yep. Quinn, who's your favorite?
Ruli.
Who?
Earl from Ghost Game.
Oh, Ruri. Okay, yep, that's also valid. I'm surprised I didn't choose a Ghost Game character. I should have just chosen the Ghost Game animator. I don't know. But no, Ken Ichijoji was my favorite.
Clockmon's good.
Clockmon, yeah, I'm excited for Clockmon, excited for Gamamon. Gatchmon looks like that. Yep, kind of exciting. Yeah, so those were our favorite characters. As for rating, I probably rated this too high. I gave it like a 2.5 because I liked the episode fine, but I just wish it was more than just evolutions for almost half of it. I don't know, it just felt like a lot of evolutions.
Like
But
all of the series, it felt like a big waste of time.
Yeah, basically, but at least, like, it was definitely better than the episodes that we've had before. Like, we've had some pretty bad episodes lately, so I feel like that's probably why I gave it, like, a 2.5. I don't know. Evie, what are you giving it?
I'm gonna give it a PG, because there wasn't any Agamon booty this time.
A number rating, because I need to calculate it.
13 plus.
Oh.
That's too high.
I'll give it a 1.5.
A 1.5?
It was boring.
Quinn?
Also a 1.5. It was pretty boring.
Yeah, I might lower mine to a 2. Just because, like, yeah.
I was
Chloe?
gonna give it like a 0.5.
Wow. Yeah, so no one's really that much of a big fan of this episode. That's a shame. Yeah, even I lowered my mark. So that means that our overall, Quinn, not Chloe, Quinn, Evie, and myself scores 5, which I don't think we have any other 5s. No, we do. I thought we do. Nope, that's a 15. That's like a 5.
It's like a 5, but
that's
better.
I've apparently forgotten how numbers work. I don't think we've given another 5.
Well, that makes it easy.
Alright.
Or does that make it hard?
I don't
Let's
know.
see if I got any 4.5s, and I'll put it above the 4.5. Don't tell me we've also not given any 4.5s. Nope, we've given a 5.5, so I'm going to put it under the 5.5 because that is easiest to find. 5.5 was episode 61, which I'm struggling to type things today. Episode 61 was a place to return to, so that means that this episode is under a place to return to, which means that it is in 62nd place, which is, yeah, 4th from the bottom. And for memory, I think I put this episode up too high. Yep, mine was in 30th place, so it's, yeah, kind of in the middle, which feels like it's too high, but I'm just going to leave it there. Evie, where are we putting episode 65?
I'm going to put it second from bottom.
Second from bottom, so just above episode 30, so in 64th place. Yep, that's how numbers work. And Quinn?
I'm going to put it above 18.
Above 18. Oh, that I probably can just find that with my eyes because I know that's near the bottom. Yep. It means that is in 60th place on yours. So I put it up probably too high because it's in like 30th place and everyone else put it near the bottom, which is probably closer to where it belongs in general. Any other miscellaneous thoughts before we move on to the comments on YouTube?
Let me scroll through my stuff here.
8 characters is too many characters if you're going to make them all say the same thing 8 times in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yep,
Adventure just is not strong enough to support an 8-person cast, and they know it, which is why Sora exists to say someone's name.
Yeah. Well, no, because they did that little thing where everyone finished each other's sandwiches, and everyone, just talked in a circle for a little bit, finishing each other's sentences.
Do you think we're going to get to go back to Burger Jack?
Yep, that's Digimon.
Is that episode 67?
Oh, I really hope so, but I don't think so. I hope that's Artogumi. We just go back to Burger Jack, because they were meant to.
Uh-huh.
Taichi and Friends.
Remember when we got to the digital world and then went back?
That's what's after the colon. Taichi and Friends, of course. So, YouTube comments time. First up, TGS says another 4.5. Oh, sorry, 4 out of 5. I don't know why I keep on saying 4.5. Another 4 out of 5. And like me, this episode got them excited for the finale. They always like the trope of the Eldritch horror creature being the big bad over darkness, so they're liking the Negamon setup so far. They're glad they also tried to tie up the past arcs together and are not too upset how it was done, because they do think COVID may have had a big part in why the show had so many issues. They do wish we had more time on the Tailmon, since the episode felt more Patamon focused. Maybe having a mirror scene of her and Hikari talking to Dark Knightmon. Yeah, that would have been cool. And I just realised I said Trailmon, not Tailmon, which I read Trailmon. I was like, what Trailmon say? No, Tailmon. That would have been cool. I wish that they addressed that Tailmon also had like an evil darkness thing going on. I had forgotten about that, despite it being like something I was really pumped on when they first did that. So thank you for reminding me that happened.
There was going to be anything interesting about Tailmon? Me too.
Yeah. Well, about any character, like this season kind of has like a bad record with only making a character vaguely interesting when it matters.
It only matters when Taichi talks to them.
Yeah, and even then only maybe, because like several characters got their very own episode and I still didn't care about them.
Next up, we have Little Red Riding Hood, who says they really enjoyed the episode for the majority of it. It was nice having a story that was engaging for once. It's a little bittersweet in the context of the series as a whole, but in isolation it was nice. They also say that they wish TK and Kari had gotten more of a proper character focus, and they would have enjoyed or appreciated a more grandiose Digivolution of battle. As it just stands, it felt way too rushed and had really little emotional weight. The episode really fell apart for them when the mystery of the crest was literally just the friends we made along the way. And I think that was sort of us too, kind of like, well, like,
they had to remind us of it in the opening this week.
Literally.
Yep, I'm glad that we went through that again. I'm glad that it was just, we saw that and we also got the evolutions. Like, take out those, we don't have much of an episode. Then they continue to say that, don't get them wrong, they're a sucker for the power of friendship as a trope, when it's done well, and or if they're heavily invested in the show. But the mystery of these giant stone crests was something they were actually really curious about, and now it looks like we won't actually get any answers about them at all. Nothing at all about where they came from or why the kids are connected to them.
The friends we made along the way was unclear.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I know that, like, I wouldn't say that Adventure, like, is a good TV show, as in the original, that much, but I do appreciate the way that we kind of saw the origin of why the Chosen were chosen and where the crests came from, and we kind of see them in that lab with the Mechanorimon, and then Jedi's there and young. Like, I really appreciated that scene in the original. I kind of wish that we did something similar in this show. Like, hey, why were they chosen? Who were they chosen by? Like, it I don't know.
Uh-huh.
And Little Red Riding Hood finishes off to say that it's gone to the point where they almost miss homeostasis. And I guess, yeah, Negamon may or may not be homeostasis in that way.
Negamon is a more boring homeostasis.
Wait, okay, are you talking about homeostasis, the concept, or is homeostasis a Digimon?
Homeostasis is an extra-dimensional
it's a god.
entity which sometimes likes to possess Hikari.
What the frick is this show? Okay, I just thought we were talking about the concept before.
Yeah, so...
Wait,
I mean,
homeostasis is a concept outside of Digimon?
Oh no, yes, of course. It's in science. It's like your body, like it's when you're sick and you get a fever.
Stay as they are.
Yeah. You know, when something possesses
your
you
body
and fills
does
you
it.
with light in order to cause...
To keep you the way that you are.
temperatures to stay more or less the same, trending toward entropy.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
It's like a it's a concept, but in biology, it's like your body does it. But yeah, Digimon didn't invent the concept of like equilibrium in the body.
But when
that's
you've
a
got
They
two
certainly
scientific
libriums...
concept.
You have to make sure they're equal.
Yeah,
so.
and you got two libriums, and they're equilibrium. Thank you, Daisuke, or Davis rather. Thank you, the English dub, for that wonderful, wonderful line. Next up, we have Mystic Digital, who says that the two versions of Deathmon originally showed up in Digimon World Dusk and Dawn, and I'd completely forgotten that the black Deathmon, which I said was a new Digimon, or rather the black variant was a new variant, but nope, they were in Dusk and Dawn, and when I saw that comment I was like, oh, that's right, I am a clown, that's right. So thank you for pointing that out, because otherwise I would just like forget it existed. But yeah, Dusk and Dawn, super good games, play them. The DS games are
Very
good.
I bought fake copies
Next up-
off eBay multiple times.
Oh no. Okay, get real copies and play them. Next up, we have Anthony, who says the episodes are 1 out of 10 for them. Not nearly enough Tsukaimon. They waited all week to see the purple boy, and he was here for 3 seconds. Yeah, do you remember, like, the poster for Try, which had Wizardmon's hat, but he was like a force ghost for 3 seconds? And everyone was really, really disappointed, because that's just what Digimon does sometimes. Yep. Next, we have Magnus X, who says the only bad thing in this series is they made Millenniumon be just a mindless destroyer. He's usually a mastermind boss in both games and media, and that's also a thing. Well, I guess it's a bad thing, but it's also there are a few bad things. For example, every big bad is just, this is big bad, time to fight. And then they fought, and then they won.
Yep. Yeah.
Easily, handily.
Yeah, not even a
Effortlessly nearly.
contest. We just went, we did a Captain Planet, we formed a rainbow, some of us pulled off to have evolutions, others of us just went into someone's chest to finish our evolutions.
Yeah, they just said it, but showed absolutely no animation. You just kind of had to take their word for it.
We reverse vored it. They expanded inside the chest cavity. That's how we defeated Agamon.
Canon.
Yeah, well, you know what they say, the real great catastrophe was the chest cavity that we made along the way.
I have a thing.
Oh.
What's the thing?
Just thinking about it, it's like Adventure Colon's a tabletop RPG, and Taichi's the only player, while everyone else is an NPC being run by the DM.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, basically.
Alright everyone, so thanks for listening, and you can join us next week for the discussion of episode 66, The Last Miracle, The Last Power. Do we have any other predictions? Because I'm just sitting here like, Ken and Sam, lookalikes, in the preview, it's gonna go nowhere, but still, what if? It's got the exact same shirt and pants as Ken in the sort of recap, sort of flashbacks that we have of him hanging out with Sam, and the kid with him is also kind of wearing like a green shirt like Sam was wearing, and I'm just like, it can. But also, if they're doing like an Adventure 02 reboot, and this is like the moment that he became a chosen child, I will scream.
Yep. God, please don't.
Yeah, please be done with adventure and to move on to new ideas like Ghost Game. Really excited for that. Do not do this. Do we have any predictions? Other than just like, can't wait for a Megamon to show up and win.
Do we think that we're going
Megamon and
to
Negamon, yay!
fully defeat the big bad by episode 66 and then 67 is going to be like tying up character resolutions, or do you think the fight's going to continue into episode 67?
I think we gotta finish the fight
I think
next
it's
week.
going to be, I think, or alternatively, it'll be like the thing that we've done, literally the, like, half of the bad guys, how we think we've defeated it, and then it evolves to a stronger form, and then we defeat that in the first half of episode 67, and then the second half of episode 67 is going to be real, like, ham-fisted, like, and here are the characters, in, like,
Meeting the
10
parents
minutes.
for the first time.
I don't think we'll even meet the parents. I think it'll just be like, as I've mentioned like a few episodes ago, Koshiro literally screaming, "I'm adopted!" and then like his crest glowing and then like attacking the big bad. I think that's what's going to happen.
Pretty much, I do think at some point Taichi's mom will show up because we need to at least acknowledge that her memory loss has finally been affected now that she's no longer watching the fake news.
Yeah.
Do we, though?
I don't know.
I hope
Do you
we
think
do.
their mom was
I
taking
think there's
ivermectin?
time to like...
Stealing
probably.
From Horseboy.
Wow, if someone listens to this episode in 5 years, in, 2026, they're going to be so confused with that reference.
Oh, I think people will remember the time
I
that
hope.
people decided to eat the horse dewormer.
Mhm.
Somehow, I think that'll be
Yeah,
memorable.
Somehow,
I don't think they
look,
will.
somehow that spread to Australia. That I don't know
Because
how that like
misinformation
level of
can travel at the speed
brain.
of misinformation. Information is bounded by the speed of light.
Wow.
Misinformation is not.
Digimon
Was
definitely
that
should have taught me that.
misinformation?
Do not take medication for animals unless it specifically says for humans on the packet, which typically things for animals will not say. They usually will have a different
In
name.
fairness, it's not like
than
we
things
don't
for
ever
humans.
prescribe ivermectin to humans. It's just, for if you have worms, not if you have
Virus.
COVID.
Yeah, just if you're able to get the vaccine.
Please.
Like
Or I will
we already have
personally
something
hurt
that
you.
helps with COVID. That's scary.
It should be.
Any other predictions for the next episode?
I will not enjoy
They will
it.
be the winners.
I hope we be the winners. I hope we get some good songs.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm just ready for Ghost Game. I'm not sure if you can tell. I'm just ready good for
I'm ready
Ghost
to
Game.
be done with
I'm ready
Adventure
to be
Colon.
done, Devimon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exam.
So link dump's link description, and so is our Redbubble. You can contact us and stay updated. You can email us at LostinTranslationmon@gmail.com, or you can comment on this episode on our website or on YouTube. You can also follow us at Translationmon on Twitter, and you can find us on Lost in Translationmon on Tumblr, Facebook, Instagram, and of course YouTube. I am at Digimon_Hero on TikTok, where I'm doing a cosplay for Hero, the main character from Digimon Ghost Game. Unfortunately, I had to slightly alter the cosplay because they changed his design. He's no longer wearing like a short jacket. It's now like a school blazer, and he's wearing a tie underneath, so I have to like alter that. But anyway, so I'm there. And of course, you can chat with us on the Lost in Translationmon Discord server, and we have lots of emotes now and consistently
I want to
adding
know
them.
how it
Evie
works
has
that
just
the
sent me
production
through.
process is
Yep.
this far along and we're still changing character models.
That's a
Anyhow.
good point. Unless it's like he appears in both
That
outfits.
may
I don't
be.
know.
But anyhow,
But,
if that
That'd be
turns
nice
out to be
if-
the case, I'm
Yeah, anyway.
surprised. But
Yeah.
please let people change
They
clothes.
did. They
I'm
did
a fan
change.
of when characters have more than
They
one
did
outfit.
change. No, but they also did change a character's name, so that is also a point.
How weird.
That is kind of strange.
Because yes,
Please.
like Seishiro was Seishiro until Friday.
I am suddenly
So that seems like a little
concerned for Ghost Game.
Yeah. Oh no.
Yeah, I didn't
Did
think
you
about that, but
re-record
yeah,
the
that's
episode
literally
over
like
the
3 weeks
weekend?
away.
How is this working?
Maybe they did.
I don't know.
Anyway,
I don't know. Anyway, so yep, we've got emotes on the Discord server, and we have a screenshot thread on with the Will, and one in the Reddit thread in the Digimon subreddit for this episode. We'd also appreciate it if you review us on Apple Podcast or any other podcasting app that you use. And if I see it, I'll read it out on the show. If I don't see it, point it out to me, and then I'll read it out on the show. You can also donate to the Patreon, and that's linked in the description as well, from as little as $1 a month. And that gets you access to the Patreon-only areas of our Discord server, but there are higher levels, more rewards, such as unedited and early episodes and more, where I frequently forget how to make words come out of my mouth. It's fine. and technical things happen because somehow my computer didn't die in this episode, by the way, when that's really exciting for me.
We had
Anyway, so thank you to our current supporters on
that.
Patreon: Joe, Stephen Reeves, who's Wawa64 on Archive Our Own, Kadawashi, Chisai, who can follow on Twitter at Chisai236, Neobu, who says you could follow Chisai on Twitter at Chisai. I said it right the first time, Chisai236. Carl Lisma, who is Lotmon on Tumblr, Nicholas Nidalis, I almost said. Don't know where that came from. Nicholas, Metal Mummymon. I forget how to speak sometimes, and I leave it in the show, and I don't edit it out. So this is like a preview of what you'd get if you had the Raw episode. Sam, Emery from Gone Will Hunting, a Hunter x Hunter rewatch podcast, Magnus, Lucas, JCMon05, Patrick, Jason, Grace Nuki, and J. David. You can also make a one-off donation on my PayPal, and that can be found in the description. It's paypal.me/Agamon. You can also donate to me on my Coffee account, which is ko-fi.com/Airdra. So thanks for listening, and thank you, of course, to my wonderful co-hosts for joining me. Quinn, can we find you anywhere? And Chloe, can we find you anywhere?
I suppose I'm on Discord.
Spamming emotes, like the Algomon booty, and the newly added, thanks to Evie, the Lotmon Awo,
The
which is very
Lotmon.
important. Lotmon. I forgot what it was called, so I just went, I'm just going to say Lotmonawoo and someone will pick me up on it. But yeah, the Lotmon. And Evie, where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter at TVPatamon, and when I learn to edit again, I'll be on the Moncast.
I hope I learn to edit again.
I think I just need to learn to be a functional adult.
What a mood.
Oh god, yeah.
Oh, what a mood. I'm constantly wanting to learn that. So anyway, thank you so much for joining me. Thanks for listening, and we will see you on the next one. Bye.
Bye.